Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the test account. We're going to be looking at the new heroes. We're going to try them in level deficiencies. I know Heavens and a couple other players said go ahead and put higher level deficiencies. Now, one of the things to remember is when you look at a lot of different game modes within AFK Arena, level deficiencies really don't have a big play. Now, when you look at a couple places like campaign formations, tower formations, things of that nature, they do have a really big difference when it comes to the heroes in there. But overall, when you see a lot of gameplays within here are the same level, guys. We're on 360, the boss is on 360. That rings true for all of the Hellscape, Nightmare Corridor, the Twisted Realm, and then of course it is the exact same when it comes to the Treasure Scramble and a couple other game modes. So of course, high level deficiencies, King's Tower makes a big difference, and also campaign formations make a really big difference when it comes to the play. But overall, it's kind of a mix. So I wanted to go through here. I wanted to run some formations in here, and it looks like we already have a lot of people here, guys. So thank you guys for joining me for live stream. And again, I want to go through here. I want to test both of them out because it's hard to do. Because they have set enemy formations, and that's something to remember when you look at the test, when you go through the trials. Let's start with the bountiful trials of Gavus first. And again, we're going to run him in here. I want to run him at a much higher level deficiency. We can try him with different formations. So if you have formations that you want to put in here, we absolutely can do that. Where can you get Eugene? So that is very interesting. And I know there's been a lot of players that have been asking that question. Now, overall, guys, when it comes to Eugene and Eugene specifically, from my understanding through the events that we have going on for the holidays, you're going to be able to get, or they're going to give us, if you go through and you do everything for the holidays, that they are going to give us 6 copies of Eugene. That is right, guys. We are going to have the ability to build him up to Mythic from copies that are given from AFK Arena that are going to be earned through the events that are going on. And again, a lot of speculation. If you look at AFK Inside, this is kind of what's going on, is they're going to give us 6 copies. Now, when you think of those 6 copies, guys, it is roughly 50 to 70 cards per copy, which is kind of the normal for majority of players. So even then, if they're giving us 6 copies, I mean, you're talking 300 plus time emblems. I know it is specifically only building one of our Awakened heroes, but again, if they are giving us those 6 copies, that is roughly probably 300 to 400 time emblems that they're giving us in the ability to just go ahead and get these. Now, in addition, there's going to be the summons. So we did talk a little bit about the summons. Again, I know a lot of players did have the questions. When it comes to the unlimited summons, you are going to be able to summon unlimited until you get the cards you're happy with. So what that means is when you're going in and you're doing the summons, and again, this is my understanding from how this event is going to work, is you're going to do the summons. You can save the summons on one Awakened hero. You can save the summons on one Celestial or Hypogene hero, which means you'll get a free Awakened hero. You'll get a free Celestial or a Hypogene hero that you can get. And then, of course, the regular heroes, we're going to have to see exactly what you can do. But they're giving us a multitude of free heroes. So if you're a player like me where you're building out very specific heroes, I'm going to be able to do the unlimited summons in here until I get the Awakened hero that I'm looking for. Once I get the Awakened hero, I save the formation, and it will save the formations. And then when you redeem the formation, the unlimited summons is complete, and you get the heroes that you saved in the formation. And again, I believe you can save 3 heroes, 1 of the regular 4 faction, 1 Awaken, and 1 Celestial or Hypogenian hero overall. So it's going to be pretty cool. Now, what particular stage do we got to be at? It is 16, I believe 16-1. So at 16-1, you do unlock the Stargazer. So it is chapter 16 that you do unlock the Stargazer, which means that is the point of AFK Arena where you're going to get the hero. Now, they have also said that if you do not get the hero, or if you're not at 16 yet, you can still do the summons. They're going to give it to you in the form of a chest within your bag until you hit 16. So if you're a hero or if you're a player right now that is in chapter 14, you're going to be able to do the summons. You're going to be able to get the heroes. The heroes are going to come in a chest in here. So you're actually not going to physically get the hero until you hit 16, but when you hit chapter 16, they're going to give you the ability to redeem that chest for the hero that you were looking for, which is nice. Do I think Gavus would be a priority over Chimera Athelia? Honestly, we're going to have to wait. And guys, right now, what's going on, Alfred Us? Right now, you really can't judge where the heroes are going to fall at this point, because when you look at the test servers, and this is definitely something to look at, guys, is when you look at a lot of players of the test servers, when you look at a lot of the formations in here, there are very limited players that play the test server and play really on a very high competitive basis. So even looking here, guys, with the new heroes that are out, we are not seeing them in formations yet. Now, again, take that with a grain of salt, guys, that we're not seeing a lot of the heroes yet in formations within here. It's going to take a little bit of time. And of course, we cannot get Eugene at this point, which the combination of Gavin or Gavus and Eugene working together, we only have one of the heroes or half of the heroes at this point. But you can see there isn't a place in the Cursed Realm, there isn't a place in the Nightmare Corridor that we're seeing either of one that are being used. Just like the free copy of Chimera, yes, exact same thing, JP, is they're going to give us the chest if you're not at 16. If you're already at chapter 16, they're just going to give you the hero. But if you're not at 16 yet, they're going to go ahead and they're going to give you the copy of the hero to redeem that chest at 16. Now, also, guys, we know the panda is coming, as you can see, which Pandy Dumpty, kind of weird, like almost like Humpty Dumpty is what it makes me think of. But there is a panda that is coming. That is right. This is the time to really focus on building out your beast resonance, because this is going to make a big difference, guys. If you can get these at level 9, if you can get them at level 12, 15, 18, whatever it may be, they're going to have a lot more utility within different game modes. And if the panda comes in as one of the best in slot beasts, you're going to have him built out. So we know he is already coming. Super cute, guys, with the panda. But again, similar to what we see with Eugene, you cannot pick him up yet. So we do have a little bit more time before he is able to pick up. And again, my understanding is that from the Fate's End or from the release of both heroes, they're giving us multiple copies of Eugene is what we're getting out of there. Are we getting a copy of each hero or just one? So Donovan, the heroes are one Awakened, one Celestial, one Hypogen, or one Celestial or Hypogen, and then one, the final one will be a regular 4-faction hero. What's going on, Zothamus? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, absolutely, guys. The panda is super cute. As much as I like the radish, I like the panda. I will definitely be pushing my my baits to try to get a level 18 panda. I want the adult panda because I want that little animated avatar frame that is in there. Do you know if Gavus will be obtainable in unlimited summons? I believe Gavus will be. And again, I think that was one of the things. Gavus will be available in the unlimited summons, but I do not think that Eugene will be. And again, I don't know the big logic behind why they did Eugene this way, where players just can't build them out. So most whales have built Gavus, but we do not have the ability at this point, even on the test server, to build out Eugene. What's going on, Lindsay? Thank you for joining us for the stream. The gift of time comes tomorrow in globals. It should. Yes. Tomorrow is the patch, guys, or excuse me, no, depending on your time zone. Tomorrow here is Monday. Monday is patch note day. So if you guys remember, tomorrow, again, depending where you are, because we are at 1 p.m. on Sunday, Monday is patch notes, Tuesday is global server. So tomorrow should be the patch notes, not tomorrow on global. And again, depending on your time zone, tomorrow for me is patch notes on global. Tuesday morning, which it comes up at like 5 a.m., the patch is live on global servers, and then you're going to be able to actually run it in there. All right, guys, so we did 560. Again, a lot of players, including Heaven, said go ahead, put this a little bit higher. So you know what? We're going to go, let's go 700 and see exactly where we are in here. Now, if you want to see me run any formations in here, absolutely let me know, guys. Now, again, this is a pretty high level deficiency in here. A lot of times, the heroes die super quick within the formation. Now, I also want to go through and clean the rest of these out, guys, because if we want to use these, it's absolutely a pain in the butt because it'll say that they're in different formations. When you clear the formations, it doesn't clear them all. So I want to make sure that we're cleared. Let's go ahead and battle. And of course, boom, he comes out pretty slow. Now, a lot of players have also noted with him entering battle a little bit slower, also his damage might not be as high as Eugene, just for the simple fact that he plays a lot more of a defensive role, kind of a support, the damage mitigation, things of that nature. But let me know, guys. Let me know what we're thinking. We're in the same time zone. Yeah, Eastern Standard Time, guys. That is where I am at. What stage can you buy Eugene from the store? I'm thinking it's probably 16. That's what I would think, just because that is the point. It might be a little bit higher, but I don't know, because it's showing in the store right now. I don't know if that's going to come a little bit higher. I didn't see anything, Marseille, about what that said about it. How does his skill and Leica's work together? So it's the delay to come into the battle. Now, again, a lot of players were kind of commenting on this. Let's put 2 decent tanks in here. And it's interesting. And again, it seems like there's going to be a lot of unique abilities that we are going to see with this hero, because the delaying of coming into battle in combination with the delay of Leica coming into battle, there he is, guys. And you'll see, boom, 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 there he lands. So right there, guys, if you're putting Leica in this formation because of the delay, you can see he's coming probably about 7 to 8 seconds into battle. So it is about 8 seconds before he is even landing, when you're doubling the delay of what we see right there with Leica. There he is coming in. So again, boom, feet on the ground, 8 seconds before he is actually in there. So pretty interesting, Farquad, with the heroes, and again, how they're working together, how the synergy is going to work. And again, we're going to have to see in time exactly where he's going to work. What's going on, Jordan? Is Eugene permanently in the store? As far as I know, Hills, yes. That you're going to have the ability to get 1 single copy of Eugene from the store. It didn't have a date of when they were leaving. I haven't seen any notes saying that they were leaving at any point. So I want to see. So let me see. So formation, Gavis, Scarlet. Let's drop in a couple other heroes. Scarlet, Rain, Rowan, and Rosaline. So we're going light bearers, guys. So we got Rain, Rowan, and Rosaline. So let me see. So where is Rowan? There's Rowan. There's Rosaline. And then what was the other one? Scarlet. I think this combination might just get crushed. And you know what? We're going to follow him. I wonder where Rain's going to go actually with this one. This is going to be a pretty interesting combination of the two. But I'm thinking level deficiency. This is probably just going to get crushed off the bat. So even there, guys, Rosaline trying to make the way down here. And I'm thinking, yeah, level-wise, you're going to have a lot of deficiency in here. Even if we put it, and again, putting it how you set it in formation, Gavis and Scarlet, that would put them up front, Rain up front, Rosaline and Rowan. This would be the combination. Rowan in the middle. There we go. I'm not sure if you wanted to follow Scarlet, but again, the defensive, the damage mitigation that he provides coming in is pretty interesting to see how it's going to work. So again, if you have formations, guys, drop them in the order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that you want me to put them in there, because we can even go back and turn this down a little. Again, just to think where the formation is on a higher level deficiencies and see exactly what is going to work for there. Yeah, like I was saying, I haven't seen anything that Eugene is not going to be or is going to be, you know, short-term limited in the store. It's going to be interesting to see exactly where it's at. So even your guys, 76, 42. And again, I feel like this is going to be tough when you start getting into the higher level deficiencies. A lot of the enemy teams literally just run it over. A lot of players wanted to see this on a much higher level deficiency. That was one of the big reasons for me doing the stream today. Again, a lot of players wanted to see the much higher level deficiency, because I usually do about 200 levels. But when you start getting even to the 600 level, a lot more difficult. Yeah, the new Hypo looks very, very cool. A lot of players are saying it looks pretty basic. That is what I've gotten from a lot of different players. I know if I'm patient enough, probably have to do an Awaken priority for the Time Gazer. Where does Matria rank in my opinion? Because I just got mine Ascended. I feel like she's pretty useless. So the big thing with Matria, so Matria works incredibly well. In the Treasure Scramble, Matria is still being used. and she's not being run with other Hypogenean heroes. She's actually be running in a lot of different formations. Cursed Realm, Nightmare Corridor, you will absolutely use them within those formations. Matria still sees a lot of play. And of course, when you come to the tower, Matria, of course, is going to be used in there by far. So let's see, try Naruko and Scrag. So we're going Maulers with this one, guys. It's going to be Maulers on Maulers. Where is Naruko and where is Scrag? So kind of an invade right there. Sophia and Eugene. So interesting enough, we cannot put Eugene in here, guys. So as we know with the heroes, Eugene is not available because we cannot get Eugene any higher. That is right, guys. We cannot utilize Eugene. That was one of the problems that we've seen in here, is there's no way to run them together. I can run them with Eugene and Gavis, but I cannot run Gavis with Eugene. So when we swap over to the other one, yeah, we definitely will. Can you play Gavis with Liberta? We can drop Liberta in here and again, kind of change it up a little bit. The combination of both these two together, and you know what? I'm just going to run his and see. Now we know Naruko does incredibly well, guys. One of a very, very solid tank with Nadia. But there we go. So staying alive this time, which again, I know we turned down the levels a little bit, but I feel like to a point, you kind of have to. And this is kind of a interesting combination in here. But look, 195, almost 368, almost 370 million damage from Liberta. And then, of course, Tiny Tank, 116 right there. So doing pretty well in there. Yeah, Gavis and Liberta does well. Now, again, a lot of players were kind of saying, and this is where we kind of got the feedback when it comes to Gavis and the damage that he's doing, is a majority of his skills are of a defensive nature, not so much damage. He does a little bit more damage with the AoE when it comes to Eugene, but overall not super effective within a lot of different game modes. So it's kind of hard. Gavin, Eugene. Yeah, and that's it, Supreme. So when we hop over, and we'll do it in a little bit, I'll hop over and we'll do the trials with Eugene. With Eugene specifically, because we can get Gavis. I can do it that way, but I can't do it this way. So interesting enough. Now look, changing the SP effect in here makes a pretty big difference. He ults really fast. So you'll see, guys, both of them do ult pretty fast, but we get a victory on that one. 119, 242, still 315 from Liberta. So Liberta being a support hero does 315 million. Gavis being a mage does 242. So again, pretty interesting. So again, I see some more formations popping up in there. I got Awakened Shamira and Taylene. I don't know which one I should build next. Honestly, building next, the Awakened version of Athalia does incredibly, incredibly well. Leica does well. Belinda still does well. But right now, guys, in my opinion, right now, who should you build next? Wait. Save all of the time emblems that you're going to get from the events. Save all of the time emblems from everything you're going to get right now. And wait to see exactly what comes out and how well these heroes perform. That's going to be the big thing, guys, is depending on where these heroes fall into a wish list are going to make a really big difference for who you need to build or how you do need to build them. So use Tamaris, Vika, and a CC team. Who are we thinking? So Tamaris and Vika. Now Vika, of course, is one that we haven't really used very much. Tamaris, so we got crowd control. We have, again, I don't know about the invade team in here if we need some more crowd control, because even a hero like Mishka provides a lot more crowd control. Let's see what it does. And I'm wondering, and again, a lot of players were also saying, when you look big picture at the heroes, that a couple of heroes are really Eugene could actually be like an Ainz 2.0, which again might be a little bit too early to say with a certainty. And Brutus with the immunity, guys, I know that does nerf a little bit of the damage in here, but we can swap this. So there, guys, 272, Vika 308. Now I know we also talked about Vika being in a formation, in a couple different formations for the Awakened version of Leica. Even in the current global Nightmare Corridor, we are seeing the exact same thing, that Vika is still being utilized within a couple different formations. Now this one, of course, we have Iran over here, which does not affect because Gavis is coming in. Shielding aspect in here. Again, looking at Naruko, looking at a solid crowd control team. And when you start getting higher level deficiencies, guys, it is really the crowd control. The crowd control is the game changer within a lot of formations. Even there, guys, 305, 436 from Vika. So again, looking at the level deficiencies, so we know that formation works. Let's turn it up a little bit. That way our level deficiencies are not that high and see exactly what it does look like, guys. I really love Screg. Yeah, I love Screg too, guys. I'm hoping there will come a day when the Invade team makes a good comeback. It would be awesome. Liberta is a monster. Yes, that is the reason, guys. A lot of players also question that. Why do I pick and why do I say build out Liberta first out of all of the heroes that we currently have with our wish list in a bunch of different places, guys? Liberta is probably one of the absolute strongest support heroes, not only for the damage aspect that Liberta puts out, but also for everything else that Liberta brings to the teams, guys. And Nara just literally executed Gavin. But look at that, 776. Vika putting out 776 million damage in the formation. That's kind of crazy. That is some really big numbers. Let's drop Shamira in here and see what we can do. Awaken Shamira or Awaken Sophia. Who is better? Personally, out of those two, I would go with Shamira. Sophia works very well, doesn't require such a high build as Shamira. Shamira, of course, falls in the SSS, but again, that's kind of interesting to see. So what do we got, guys? Some more formations. Let me see. And again, this is kind of a slow burn in here. And I don't have Vika built. I'm kind of impressed with how well Vika is working out, or damage-wise, guys. Look at that, 886 million damage there from Vika. That is pretty solid. I wonder if we put in a stronger tank or maybe just more of a defensive tank in here, what exactly that's going to look like. And again, keeping them all together there. Vika also has crowd control. Brutus has crowd control. Vika has crowd control. Very, very strong combination of the heroes with crowd control, guys. 130, 113, 109. So again, it changes it quite a bit. Definitely changes it quite a bit in there. Let me see. Albedo, Sophia, Liberta, Gavis, and Lucila. So changing it up again in there. Let me go ahead and drop out this formation. Who do we got? So we have Albedo and Sophia. Said Beto and Sophia. So the awakened version of Sophia in there. Liberta, Gavin, Lucila. So we're running both Liberta within this one and Lucila in this one, which of course, guys, two very, very strong heroes within there. Let's see what we get out of this one, guys. Can you do Solus, Gavis, Mika? Yep. Yeah, we'll run through a couple. And I like changing it up a little bit. And even with the ability, so right there, Lucila comes back to life, guys, which is pretty cool. And there we go, comes back to life again. Yeah, pretty tough. And I think really getting through the initial burst, because again, this is kind of a unique, that's why I take this team and kind of swap it a couple different places, just because I want to see kind of the uniqueness in there. Yeah, we'll do the next one. I'm trying to go through and kind of just checking or flagging these messages so I can make sure that we're changing them up a little bit. Again, guys, Liberta, super strong in formations. I still love, Liberta does amazing, guys. Look at that, 548 million damage. That is absolutely crazy in there. You know what, let's do it one more time, and I want to change up the SP effect. Now, the awakened version of Sophia's SP effect just came. Where will Gavis be placed in the tier list? Honestly, it's too early to tell. The questions about Eugene and Gavis, where exactly they're going to be in tier list, yeah, absolutely too early to tell, guys, exactly where they're going to fall. And again, Cursed Realm, Nightmare Corridor on the test server, we're not seeing them yet. So as of right now, we are not seeing them, and Lucila just keeps getting back up, guys. But look at that, 534 million damage. Liberta is just crushing it in formations, guys. It's really cool to see. Let me see. What do we got? Solus, Gavis, Mishka, Iran. Okay, we'll go with Mishka. There's Mishka. We have Iran in here. And then we had the Awakened version of Solus. So this is kind of an old school comp that we've had. And then who do we got? And a hero of choice, maybe the Awakened version of Leica. Now, Leica, of course, is going to make a big difference if we're using Leica's, or with Leica, this is going to make a big difference. Now, they're going to have a lot of, let's do Solus and Gavis. And again, I don't know if this is the formation. I'm just putting them as you're putting them in here, which personally, I would probably change this up a little bit. Now, he's going to have a defense reduction, and because of the Awakened version of Leica, they're going to have a double defense reduction, which again, we could swap this up in just a second. There's going to be a ton of defense reduction in this one, guys, which is kind of crazy right off the bat. They still go down pretty early. And again, we can swap up the formation in here and see exactly where they do come in, because even there, 232, 108. Let's swap this up front, because again, they're both going to get damage reductions in there. And then we're going to have a delay with Gavis coming in. And again, Mishka with the crowd control, guys. Mishka's still being used for a lot. I love using Mishka in formations. It works incredibly well. Lucilla or Lavatoon, I would go Lavatoon. The reason is Lucilla does have a lot of substitutions in a bunch of different places. Even here, guys, 205, 249, again, 105 million in here. Let's swap this formation into a couple other teams, or we'll go 4, since we haven't seen 4 yet. But like I was saying, Lucilla is being subbed in a couple different places. Lavatoon is not, guys. Lavatoon brings not only a lot of buffing, but also bringing a considerable amount of damage to a bunch of different places. What's going on, Jordan? Thanks for joining us for the stream. With 2 Awaken being released now, what will the Awaken? So, Augusto, that's exactly was the question that unfortunately at this time, I do not have an answer. So some of the feedback in, we got a new subscriber, but the name is what we were talking about over on Discord with the content creators and everyone else was, what is the next Awaken release schedule going to look like? Are we only looking at getting another Awakened hero, or only getting 4 Awakened heroes next year, or what exactly does it look like? And again, I'm trying to get a lot of the clarification for you guys, because I know these are a lot of questions I get in a bunch of different places. But we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see exactly what it looks like, or exactly what they say when it comes to the different game modes, or what is the release scheduling looking like. It's going to take time. We're going to have to see. So let me swap this one out, guys. Let me clear this one. And I think we already have a couple more in here. Let's see. So we have Guineas and Naruko. Now, Guineas, of course, was unfortunately, very short-lived. Guineas did well, and did incredibly well for a short amount of time. And then, of course, it went to not being used at all. So what do we got? So let me see. Guineas, Naruko, Gavis, which we have, Vika, and Liberta. So here's the team, guys. Again, we're going to try this in a couple different places. We can also change the level deficiencies in here. And again, I know a lot of players were saying to do much higher deficiencies, but there's not a ton of places you're going to see the very, very high level deficiencies within AFK Arena. Now, interesting enough, guys, like I had said in here, Vika does the same crowd control that we see with Scrath. So you'll actually see the little crowd control on the bottom, which is very indicative to what we see with Scrath. But look at that, 437. Almost 100 million right there. But it's pretty neat, because if you see, and again, I feel like Vika is going to find some places, but you'll see the little crowd control will actually come up in the bottom. And right there, the sand, you'll see everyone start whirling around in this sand. That is Vika's ability. Again, that's the same as we see with Skarath, with the crowd control. Skarath doesn't pull them together, but overall, it's pretty cool to see how Vika works. I feel like she's going to have a place, guys. I feel like it is going to, they're going to have a place. Try Sophia. Awaken Shamira, Lucilla. Yeah, let me drop And I'm trying to think Sophia, because even here, guys, we have some card control. You know what? I'm going to drop Mauler for Mauler. Let's go ahead and put her ability on there and see. Yeah, Lavatoon, guys, is very strong. It is really really interesting to see how strong and how well Lavatoon is performing. And again, when a hero like Lavatoon drops, they're being utilized in every game mode. So it's interesting to see. Eugene shouldn't have been exclusive to the shop. So I believe it's going to be a limited time that he is exclusive to the shop, Jordan, and then they're going to roll it out to everything else. So I think, again, it's kind of a limited time that we're seeing him within the guild shop. And again, they haven't said that it's limited. I don't know if maybe it's just permanent from there, but I believe after a little bit of time, you're going to have the ability to get them in a few, in just the regular mode, in the regular ways that we usually get them. Again, looking at the damage in here, 140 million. Again, Liberta is just broken, guys. Let me see, what was the other one I seen in here? Shamira and Lucila. So let's drop Shamira in here with Lucila. Demia, Gavis, and Liberta. So we need Demia and Liberta. Demia and Liberta, guys, these two combination are very, very strong together. It's interesting to see because, of course, Demia doesn't let people die. It's a very unique dynamic when it comes to AFK Arena with how the heroes work really in synergy together. But again, it works incredibly well with the ultimate ability that Demia has. And of course, guys, Liberta just, the damage Liberta puts out is kind of absolutely crazy in there. What's going on, Tushar? I ignored me twice. I don't think. Please make a video on the free-to-play Rift teams for 300. I haven't got there yet. Sorry, Tushar. I didn't see it on there. But yeah, I haven't gotten to, I don't think I'm at 300 yet. But look at that, guys. There is a victory in the team. So 537, 483, 393. Look at that. 839 million damage, guys. But you can see, like we said before with Gavis, Gavis is a lot more of as a defensive kind of support mage. We're not seeing the damage out of Gavis. We're seeing a lot more of the damage out of Eugene, which is the way that it has kind of been played. But again, looking in here, guys, he is the lowest damage dealer, even with his SP effect on. But again, the survival of the team does make a really big difference. Looking here at the build, he's not so much about damage, but he does an incredible amount of mitigation. And I believe we're about halfway through, so let's go ahead. I want to hop out of here. I want to hop in here. Now, this again is going to be pretty interesting with the Arena of Trials, because in this one, since we don't have access or the ability to go ahead and use Eugene, let's build this up a little bit. So let's go, what do you think, 650, which that's even higher than a guild record that we have right now. Let me clean these out. Now, because we have Eugene in this one, we can add Gavis. So again, throw in the combination so you'll actually see he is right. I believe he was in here. He looks like he's already used in a formation. We'll drop these out. And again, changing it up a little bit. There he is, guys. So thank you, Rocksta, for having the hero. But now in this formation, because again, this one is backwards, we can use both of them in conjunction, because similar to what we see with Liberta and Lucila, they do work together. So, and that's it. So a lot of people, Jordan, are saying exactly that, that Eugene is the one that everyone is going to look for. But we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see exactly what that looks like with the combination of these heroes. Now, of course, putting these two together, and you know what? Let's put the family together. Let's go ahead and put all of the heroes. So there we go, guys. Let's put the family together and see exactly what it looks like. So we have Eugene and we have Gavis, and then we do have Liberta and Lucila. So we have everyone, Demia, in here just as kind of a buffer, which is going to be interesting to see. Seeing how Liberta, yeah, and that's it. So again, a lot of players are saying that we're not seeing as much damage. We're not seeing quite the utility out of Gavis because he is playing a lot more of the support role. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, Eugene looks like the better one. Lila said Eugene is temporarily unavailable in the Temple of Time. And that's it. So I believe, again, Beacon of Hope, I believe there is a time factor before they release him. And again, I think the logic behind that was the storyline, that it is going to be with the storyline. So looking here, guys, even looking in comparison with Liberta and Eugene, 320 right there, even with his SP effect. And then Liberta doing 786. Not sure anyone is going to be able to, in any manner, compete with the damage that Liberta is putting out. Yeah, throw them in there, Tricia, Vika, and Gavis. Yeah, let me try a couple different ones in here. And again, switching over here, guys, we wanted to get about half of the stream done. That way we can kind of switch it up and see. But the damage of them two together, it's interesting. Now, this one I did move Eugene in the front. We did move Gavis to the back as kind of more of a support. But again, there we go. So we get the victory on that one. 338, 533. Even here, guys, 317. Now, he was up the entire time. And then, of course, Gavis died at 306. Higher level deficiency. So doing pretty well with the level deficiencies in there. But again, we're not seeing an incredible amount of an incredible amount of damage that is coming out of Eugene either. Again, not being used within a couple different game modes, which is going to be pretty interesting to see. I was thinking Demia and Lava can be interchangeable, but this is a formation I'd like to run. Yeah, some of the formations, guys. And again, looking at some of the regular heroes in here, they work incredibly well synergy-wise together. They do work super, super well. Even looking at Lavatoon, Lavatoon works in this formation. I'm wondering the 3-2 in here, how it's going to work with Lavatoon. Of course, Lucilla goes down pretty early. But even there, guys, Eugene is up. Demia went down pretty early, too. But I want to see what we got. Yeah, the survival, yes, absolutely, really, really strong in there. Yeah, and that's it. So, again, it's interesting to see 333, 365. So, again, we know it was a defeat right there, but definitely makes a big difference when you start stacking damage behind them, when you start stacking buffers behind them. Now, also remember, guys, the other question that that we were kind of wondering, and again, a lot of questions, is when you look at Eugene in his entirety. So looking again, kind of big picture at Eugene, he does AoE damage, kind of what we see with what Ainz does. Now, how is that going to be, or how is that essentially going to translate into just having one boss in a lot of formations? Is it going to be viable versus damaging the whole entire team versus just having kind of the one boss in there? We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see exactly what it looks like with these heroes and how the build is going to look. There's so many variables, and especially when you put in two brand new awakened heroes. You know, there's a lot of variables when like Vika comes out and we see the build and how Vika is going to work. When you're putting in two brand new awakened heroes, you're talking about changing fundamentally a lot of different teams and a lot of different formations just based on having two heroes within there, which again is kind of crazy to see. They're promoting two new awakened heroes, but they only released one. So they release them both with one that is limited how you get. So when it comes to Gavis, you can fully summon Gavis. You can build Gavis entirely out. Eugene, right now, I have 2 copies of him, and that is it. I could get a third copy, taking him to Legendary Plus if I refresh the shop, if I had the guild coins to build there. But as of right now, you can't get him any further than that Legendary Plus. So he is kind of, it's going to be interesting to see where it is. With 2 Wokes, it'd be weird to see a third Woke synergy with him. Yeah, and that's it, Supreme. It seems kind of weird. Can you do back row? Gavis, Eugene, Belinda front row, Palmer, and Rowan. Yeah, let me wipe this out. We want Palmer and Rowan in the front. So drop in Palmer. And like I said, guys, anything you want to test, if you want me to change the levels, whatever you guys want to, we can swap this up. Gavis, Eugene, and Belinda. So Gavis, let me put Gavis, Eugene, and the awakened version of Belinda. There we go, guys. So let's see exactly what this one looks like. Who do you think are worthy awakened for this year's faction batch? I'm guessing this year because your predictions were 40% right. Who do I think is going to be awakened this year? Um, that's a really, really tough, um, very tough. I mean, we can run through it really quick. I'll look at it, Tushar, and see kind of who I'm thinking or who I would like to see, because there's still a few older heroes that I don't know if they're ever going to do anything with it. And Hosen, thank you for subbing to the channel, guys. That is 2 subscribers already. We shoot for 5 every time we do the live stream, so we are 2 of 5 when it comes to the build. But looking here, look at that, 1.12 billion damage, guys, which is pretty funny because we know that Eugene was the one that survived the longest within this combination, guys. But the Awakened version of Belinda puts out just asinine damage when it comes to the build in there. Let's even try to, let's build this out, or you know what? I'm going to move some of the formation in here. Let's put him down there. And again, I know she's not going to get Rowan's potions, but by design, I want to see what it looks like. You're missing A's on let your title. Oh, I'll have to check out the title. Sorry about that. Yeah, most of the titles, guys, I try to put them up, but yeah, I will definitely. Yeah, Belinda's a beast, guys. That's kind of rings very, very true. Belinda is a monster. But even looking here, 158, 110, still the Awakened version of Belinda, guys. It's she ults so incredibly fast, and that is one of the very, very big reasons, guys. Even here, you know what? This one, I'm still kind of on the fence with the Magical Pierce. And then again, this is all about his energy recovery. But if he's not putting out enough damage, not really going to make a huge difference within the game mode if he's ulting over and over and over, but he's not doing enough damage essentially to make a big difference in there, guys. And of course, Belinda is just kind of crazy with the ults. I love Belinda. They have to remove Walker. Yeah, they're going to take Walker out of the game. Is that what we're thinking here? Try only Eugene with Dims in place of Ions. Oh, I can try that. Yeah, definitely. Gavis plus the Awakened Soulless comp. What did I miss? What's going on, Pull the Trigger? We were going through and we are testing out our 2 brand new heroes. 1.23 billion. That's right, guys. From the Awakened version of Belinda. That's the reason why I've said before. Works incredibly well. So let's do, who are we putting in here? So let's see. So the original, and I'm thinking mitigation. Again, I'm thinking here, that way Eugene can cast faster with the Ions comp. Albedo in here. These, again, are some old school comps that we used once upon a time. We could even put Amelia in this formation. But let's see what it looks like with the Dims. And again, a lot of players run this. Now, of course, we have the Aura right back. Oh, never mind. I didn't pay attention that Kelthar was here. Let's swap this to a different one, guys. Kelthar just messes with formations because of the build. Let's see this one. So running some of the Dims, again, we could put Rem in here. We can put Amelia in here. We can change it up. But as you can see, guys, they just get crushed in this game mode. So absolutely. Let's swap out. And I'm thinking, let's swap in crowd control right there. Yeah, and that's why I said, guys, really take it with a grain of salt for the testing in here, because it's going to take a while, and it does take a considerable amount of time till we find exactly where these heroes are going to fit in different formations, if they're going to fit in formations. And it seems like right now with Eugene that we're not seeing a very high like top end damage. So 143, 116. So again, it's very interesting to see kind of the dynamic that we're finding with him, because we're not seeing a lot of the very high, again, that very high top end damage in there. So again, it's pretty interesting. So boom, there's the crowd control. Now, of course, Rem goes down early because we don't have anyone to protect her. Then, of course, we have mitigation from Merlin out there. Albedo with some crowd control, but it works. Yeah, I think they need to find it. And I think Heavens, they're going to find it together. So again, it seems like when you want to maximize the damage, it's going to be the utility of both of them being in formation together. I feel like with the added damage, the added attack of one, the added AoE damage of another, I feel like it's going to be. Why Eugene's Awaken skill in red? Well, Awaken Belinda's is gold. Not sure what you mean, Kappa. Let me know. You can swap. Yeah, they have to. They're not going to remove Walker. I don't think so. Where would you put him on the tier list? Too early right now, guys. Honestly, it is far too early for the heroes. You got to give them more time. You absolutely 110% have to give them more time to find out exactly where they're going to fall. But again, working together, I don't know. I don't feel it. And look at that, guys. Gifted 5 memberships. Jaffa, thank you for gifting the subs there. Tushar Supreme, Royce, Connor, and S. Simon, thank you for the gifting of the memberships, guys. That is awesome to see. I love seeing the green names and the hippos in there. That is really, really cool. So what collection would we be running with these heroes? Honestly, the collection-wise, I would probably put Gavis as probably more of the crowd control because he does a really big support aspect when it comes to the build. Eugene is damage. Eugene is absolutely one, guys, that is damage. And most of the things, most of the skills and abilities he has are damage related. So I would put damage right here on Eugene. And then Gavis, I would put the crowd control aspect in there, which again, would I think work pretty well. Let me swap this out and we'll see Guineas and Jerome. So let me swap these in, guys. So let's see, there's Guineas and Jerome, which I like so far. That is awesome. Eugene, Vika, and Demia. A lot of people loving Vika. I like Vika as well. Again, I feel like Vika is another hero that is going to find a place. There is going to be, and they are going to find a place for Vika to work very well. Of course, we get Demia's buffs up really early. And again, I don't know if possibly that Eugene's kind of top end damage is not high enough. I just think of times like when we tested Ainz, when we tested the Awakened version of Belinda, you know, a couple different scenarios where the heroes were just completely broke with the damage, guys. 450 million. So you can get some pretty decent damage out of there. And again, Jerome went down pretty early. And I'm wondering even if, let's swap out like Olna in here. And I'm thinking just to allow Jerome to get a couple more buffs out with the immunity so we can buff up people to the S, that SS. You can see it right down here on Demia, guys. It's triple S right in the bottom. Even though she goes down pretty quick, still works pretty well. I like the Olna combination. Yeah, thank you. And again, a big shout out, guys, for supporting the channel with the memberships, with the subscribers. We're over 35, I think over 36,000 now. It goes pretty quick, guys. We're well over 6,000 on the finance channel. It's kind of crazy to see how much that it's been growing. It has been growing an absolute crazy amount. And I wonder even putting him possibly in here, just again, the Ulna immunity. And I'm thinking about some of the formations that we ran, again, with Ainz, that we ran with Belinda, the Ulna Eugene combination. We can put some buffers in the back. So essentially going in here and replacing that Awakened version of Belinda with Eugene and seeing exactly how well it works. Now he has quite a few immunities in there as well. But looking at the damage, guys, 246, 111. Let's try to put, you know what? Let's put Palmer in here. Palmer is still really strong, guys. We can drop Lava Tune in here and seeing exactly what it looks like. Yeah, Vika, that's what I feel. I feel like Vika is a pretty big glass cannon, but if you can keep Vika alive, guys, it seems like with the crowd control would work very, very well in formations. And again, having Palmer in here to buff up everything. Energy teams are going to be solid. And look at this, guys. This is the power of Palmer. It's kind of crazy to see, but Palmer still does very, very well in formations, guys. 491, 725, guys. Look at that. 491 million. See, we're finding it. We're finding a place. And welcome, Luke. Thank you for supporting the channel. We have another new member. Thank you. I appreciate all the love and support for the channel, guys. It does mean a lot to me. But it looks like we might be finding a formation for this hero, guys. And that is almost 500 million damage in there, which is awesome. I know Liberta is just completely broken, but I'm wondering if we throw a little bit more of a buffer in that formation. And again, I feel like we're going to find a place. You know what? Let's put this up a little bit higher. I feel like we're going to find a place for him to work. It might just take a little bit. And I like this formation. And I'm thinking damage-wise, when you're looking at boss damage, we're going to have to see what that looks like, guys. Please try Eugene with Matria and Tamaris on the back line. Rook and Alna. Yes, I will try next. I just seen the formation. Guineas and Vika can do a Sunlock. Yeah, that's very true, guys. And again, I'm hoping that even some of the older heroes that we don't see as much utility as of now, like Guineas, I'm hoping maybe there's going to be a point where we start seeing some of those heroes come back, or we're starting to see some of the viability with those heroes, which again, only time will tell. It'll be interesting to see. How high priority is Palmer's E60? Honestly, I didn't have the E60 for a while, but overall, if you want Palmer to perform like he needs to, you have to add the extra stats on there. It does make a big difference. Again, he's not a #1 priority because now we have Lavatune. We have a couple other heroes. Even here, guys, 626, 812 million damage in there. But again, if you want to maximize Palmer, the E60 on there will allow you to maximize the damage that all the other heroes can put out because you're stacking more stats on him. Let me change up the formation here, guys. So let me wipe this one out. And I think there was one, Eugene with Matria. I think that was the last one. Guineas, Jerome. I think we did that one. We did Primos. What was the other one? Eugene with Matria. So Eugene with Matria on the back line, and Rook and Alna on the front. So Tamaris 2. So let's do, and again, Tamaris, guys, another hero that still sees a lot of different play with the buffs. And then Rook and Alna in the front. This is a very, very lethal combination, guys. Kanisa and Rook is still an incredibly, incredibly strong resource when it comes to building out these heroes. Let's see what we get here. We'll try this in a couple other formations as well. But of course, Tamaris will bring them together. Kanisa and Rook will do the same. Kanisa and Rook will bring them together. Matria is going to die, but Matria always comes right back up. We just got to get the crowd control of Kanisa and Rook up a little bit further. And this one's tough too because we do have the hero right here in the back, right here, Zekas. Zekas is one that, again, not many players fight Zekas, or you really don't see him anywhere. But again, still will work. I feel like Eugene Liberta, Awakened Belinda comp is probably going to be one of the strongest. The big thing, JP, is when you start stacking multiple heroes in there that are damage heroes, you're going to be missing. You're going to be missing a lot of the damage. So that is the reason why I didn't check the damage, but that is one of the reasons why if you put 3 really big damage dealers together, you're going to do essentially way more less damage than if you put the support heroes in there to maximize the damage the heroes are doing. I know it might seem a little counterintuitive, but you need the buffers in there to build up the heroes. That is what maximizes the damage that they do in formations, is having that, again, having a little bit of a different build in there. You have to have the buffers in there. You're not going to be able to put all 3 of those together because you're missing Lavatune and you're missing the Awake, or you're missing the buffers in there. You're missing Rowan, you're missing Palmer, you're missing any of the buffers to really maximize the damage. They just nerfed him when people buy him. No, I don't think so. And there's a kitty in the box. I love the kitty. My kitty's sleeping upstairs, right on the stairs where she usually does, or we have a big egg chair that my kitty sleeps in. Not so much in a box. Do you think Gavis would be worth the summons? Honestly, Jack, I would give it about a week. I would give it about 7 to 10 days because, like I said, right now, we're not seeing him used anywhere. We're not seeing him in the Cursed Realm. We're not seeing him in the Nightmare Corridor. We have to wait to see if we do see him or when we do see him within the Treasure Scramble. I'm assuming he's going to be in there. But again, as of right now, and when did they come live? It is Tuesday. 2 more days according to my time zone where I'm at. 2 more days and they're going to be up. Is Damia's E60 worth it? Yes. Damia is one of those heroes, guys, that has a lot of different utility in a bunch of different game modes. So is the 60 worth it for Damia? Yes, because if you want Damia to do the damage, I don't think I can view them in here, but if you want Damia to maximize the damage that we see in there, Is she the #1 priority? No. Is she well worth having the E60? Yes, absolutely, Tony. I would put the E60 on there, and we can actually hop out because I think we're at about an hour already, guys. That flew by, absolutely flew by. But looking at the 60 right here, when Blazing Sun is active, the tenacity of allies possessed doing network nectar is increased by 30 points. Again, there's a lot of different game modes where the tenacity is going to make a big difference, but also with putting the engraving on her, you're adding a lot of stats. That way you're going to get a lot more power. You're going to get a lot more strength out of Demia because you're adding a lot more stats on top of that. When does, yeah, like I said, the heroes are out Tuesday. I got my Lucilla ascended 5 stars. I know it's wrong. Guys, if you love a hero, build them out. In my opinion, regardless of where they fall in different tier lists, if you're looking at a hero, if you love the hero, guys, build them out. Now, this one, I haven't looked at Treasure Scramble. Let's see the rankings in here. And again, I want to see where some of the heroes are falling and if we're seeing some of the new heroes. See, right now, we're not. Now, funny enough, we're starting to see Lady Simona. So she is actually coming into some of the PvP areas. You can see right there, guys, it's got the little 3 on the bottom because they have the 2 skill levels. These are little tweaks that they're making when you're looking at different heroes, but it's pretty neat. So there's a 5. Huh. Not quite sure what the 5 is. But I thought that was the levels. I might be missing, or unless it's 5 because it has 5 of the red skills, which that's a pretty big build for this one, guys, as a buffer, as a full awaken. I wonder if that's exactly what it is. But again, when you look, here's 3, 1, 2, 3, full attack, and you can see it's kind of glowing red right there because she is used as a buffer. But you can see what the whales use, guys. They don't play around when it comes to collections. When it comes to all of these heroes, guys, they are built out, and they are built out the way that they need to be. It's kind of crazy because here's 6 red skills. That is crazy. Yeah, the number of mythics. After the first or second one, I was like, wait a minute. So here he has level 3 Trader's Vault with, again, the level 3. We have the Magic Pierce in there, damage resist, HP. This is literally almost an absolute perfect build short of these last 2 when it comes to the collection and the hero. It's awesome. Yeah. And now remember, guys, on here, and again, Tuesday coming, the Ghoulish Gallery, you're going to be able to auto. So it's going to be super easy to actually go through there and be able to just auto the Ghoulish Gallery. So make sure, guys, with the update, you can go through here. You can finish this out super fast because you're going to have the ability just to go in there and auto. Yeah, the number of mythics, that's kind of crazy. I got Awakened Chimera, Ascended 5 with 100 engraving. Yeah, that's awesome, Jack. Like I said, if there's a hero, guys, that you really do love that, like the Awakened version of Chimera, just build her out. As much as, you follow tier lists and everything else, just build them out. There's not a big reason not to. Do you think the auto feature is worth it? Like it'll give you the best if you can have it. I believe it lets you pick them, Jack. Now, I'm going to have to wait till it comes up on Global. We'll go through those collections. Yeah, beacons. And that was my thought too. They are absolutely kind of crazy. Can you show other players in the Cursed Realm and Nightmare Corridor? Yeah, we can take a look at them. And again, a few in here, guys. And again, when it comes to formations, when it comes to tier lists, even looking at Kafka. So in here, very similar to what we see before. These are pretty much hanging out consistent. Even here, guys, a lot of times Orthos isn't run in formation, but we have Chimera. Lady Simona, again, is starting to show in a couple different formations. In here, again, we have Matria. I know there was a question earlier about Matria. Well, what's going on, D2? Thanks for joining us. But a lot of players had questions about Matria. She is still being run. She's still being run in quite a few different formations. And then, of course, the Awakened version of Athalia, Trishea, Damia still being run in formations, guys. And look at that. 15 billion damage right there. Even Liberta only doing 6. But that is incredible with how much damage that they're putting out in these formations. That's why I said when you come in here, guys, make sure you're looking at not only the tier list, but also looking at what heroes you can build out of here. because even what I've done on my YouTube account is looking right here. So Baden, the awakened version of Baden is a priority. When you look at Belinda, she's a priority. When you look at the original version of Taylene, then looking at Shamira, looking at Solus, looking at Matria, building those heroes out a little bit further. And some of those I did build out a little bit further, even when it comes to the furniture. But again, building out some of the heroes to make sure that we kind of have the builds and we have higher builds on them in their entirety, because they're stronger heroes, guys. They're essentially the ones that we do want to take higher on the test server. So again, really too early to tell exactly where these two heroes are going to land. It's going to take a little bit more time. Yeah, and I hope the auto feature works, guys, because what's going to really suck is if they do the auto feature for the Ghoulish Gallery and then it doesn't work or it doesn't produce what players are thinking. It's going to be worthless. It's going to be kind of crazy. Awakened Shamira, good in all game modes. Augusto, yes. So as of right now, the awakened version of Shamira is being used everywhere. I mean, I'm using her in the tower. I'm using her in campaign formations. First Realm, Nightmare Corridor, Treasure Scramble, she is being used in formations. The awakened version of Shamira, similar to some other combinations, are being used in just a multitude of places, which is pretty interesting to see. But yes, there is a multitude of places that the awakened version of Shamira is being used, and she continues to be used. It is really, really good. Eugene will not be given, only on the guild store. No summons will be available. Zarza, I believe, after a certain amount of time. So I believe upon the release, and again, I didn't find anything that really specifies, because remember, he is in the guild store, so he's actually right here. But looking at the refresh, you can get actually 4 copies in a month. But I haven't seen anything that says, I thought originally, and you guys can help me get some clarification on this. A lot of players were saying that after a certain amount of time that he's not going to be available anymore, that he's going to go into the shop to actually be summoned, which again, Temple of Time, we cannot summon him as of right now. So unfortunately, we don't have an option to build him, and they're doing it by design because they don't want players to build him and then they get all the free copies. Because again, speculation as of right now, guys, is you are getting 6, that is right, guys, 6 copies of Eugene for free out of the events, out of the game modes and everything. So if a lot of players go ahead and summon him up, and then you get all the free copies and you miss out on all those time emblems. Again, I'm telling myself a story here about why I think they're waiting for the build. But there's going to be a point where you can get him. And I believe it is after you get him into a couple other places that you'll be able to use him. What collection is the best for Lucilla? Lucilla, I'm not drawing it off of hand. Lucilla, I believe, is not... I forget. Let me know which one is the best for Lucilla. I don't have my tier list up of which one. Literally, there's a couple different tier lists that I have bookmarked for Lucilla, which one is the best. And I believe it is the support one. I believe it is the support collection that's in there. So it is not this one, receives fatal damage, because she already has that. I believe it is the other one. It is the support one that we run in there. That way, literally, the collection is built as of support. And I think they just had it when we looked at the Treasure Scramble and the support in there. Let me hop in and look. And again, I'm sure the collection is the belt. Yeah, the belt. That's what I thought. I thought it was the support. And again, if the support heroes run a lot more damage like Liberta, they're actually using them in a lot of different formations that are running them as support heroes. But even here they're using Dreamhopper, probably for the PvP aspect. So building out more than one. But again, looking at the full attack, looking at the full HP, full attack, they are focusing on the massive support role with Lucilla. That is the one seeing in here. You think we can summon him from the unlimited event? I don't think so. And again, Daniel, I don't think so. I don't think you can summon him from the unlimited event. I think it is after that you're going to have the ability to build him. So again, guys, save your cards. I cannot stress it enough. As of today, as of right now, when it comes to time emblems, save your cards to see exactly what heroes we are going to get or where we're going to build them. The only kind of exception to that one is if you have a current awakened hero that you're building. So if you're in the middle of building an awakened hero, you have them at Mythic, you have them at Mythic Plus, spend the cards, build the hero. A fully built awakened hero is 10x the value than you see with a half-built awakened hero that's missing furniture, that's missing engraving. Build out the current ones that we got. What is going on, Jeff the Egg? Yeah, we're going to have to see. Now, again, with the Unlimited Summon events, we only have a couple more days, guys. A couple more days. Right there it is. Midwinter Carnival is going to be up. Radiant Blessing. These are going to be the 2 skins, of course. Then there is, as you can see, 2 more that are coming up right here for the events. So we have a lot that is going to be queued in the next week with the test server. So we have a lot more videos that are going to be coming, making sure we know exactly how to utilize this, what the value of these are going to be, and how we're going to build them. But yeah, just wait. How will we get the Lucilla skin? Usually it's just the event. So we know the Lucilla skin is going to be free. Normally, if you go through the event right here, the Midwinter Carnival, and you accumulate so many points within the carnival, you're going to be able to just get it. That's the way that they're going to be able to do it. I like the idea of having the Awakened in the guild store. Yes, 100%, Brian. I agree with you. I wish even, and again, some of the changes that I would love to see is if they did, just like they did here with Eugene, I would like to see them put a Awakened chest in here that has like the first season of Awakened Heroes. I would love that. I think it would be really cool. So when you look at the very first iteration of the Awakened Heroes, even just putting them in here, that way you can slowly build them, or even sharding them like they did here, which essentially you need 4 of these to get the full hero. But they could do this a multitude of ways to make it a lot easier to go through here. There is a lot of different ways that they could do this. Even putting them in different stores. I mean, even if we got them in a few different shops, again, a lot of players that have been playing for a while, having the ability to get more cards, having the ability to get some of the awakened pieces of the heroes would be really, really good and would work incredibly well. Yeah, and that's it, Zolthamus. Like you said, doing the fragments from the shop, even if they gave us chests like what we see here, fragmented chests, I would love to see these in the shop, guys. This would be awesome to see if they did, again, the fragmented heroes like here. They could do the first season, they could do the second season, and really just go from there and build out whoever you need to. Over time, it's going to take, of course, some resources, but you can build them out over time. Yeah, and again, the skins are coming pretty soon, guys. There's a lot of coming. Do you have any info on the Perks Bonanza? So the Perks Bonanza, yeah, that is the events that are going on right now. We know the 2 that are coming are right here, guys, which is we're getting the new beast, we're getting the panda, we're getting the skin, the unlimited summon. This is the second part. And then January, invite your favorite hero. We're thinking that is just going to be a free hero. And then, of course, the engraving rewind is coming again in January. We're going to have to stay tuned and see exactly what we're going to get out of there. Glad to see you. How you doing? Doing well, Fox. Doing incredibly well. It's been a pretty crazy weekend, but it is through. New player here, really enjoy your content. Thanks, Prize Keep. Thanks for joining us for the live stream. I just noticed we got 2 double slush. Yeah, he just noticed Lucila's a little bit behind. Yes, 2 heroes. That means we got 8 Awakened heroes this year. And again, we don't know how that adjusts or what that changes our 2024 schedule. And of course, guys, Lilith is going into the 5-year anniversary of AFK Arena. They got to make it huge. It's going to have to be a huge, huge anniversary, guys, to go ahead and build that out with the 5-year anniversary of AFK Arena. So I know we got a lot coming for the holidays. We have a lot coming next year with our 5-year anniversary. Continue to get more heroes, more Awakened heroes, building them out, guys. So that will do it for our live stream from today. Before I forget, I almost forgot, guys. I was almost done. I want to do my membership gifting. We do this every single time. And again, I almost forgot it. Let's go ahead and throw up. And I know Jaffa threw some extra memberships out there earlier. Boom, there we go. That will pop up in just a moment. I didn't know if anyone was going to remind me, but I almost forgot when we were done. We do one gifting membership every single live stream, guys. So you can get your cool looking hippo right next to your name, as you see right there. And it goes to Daniel. So congratulations, Daniel, getting your free furry hippo there. But again, that'll do it for our Sunday live stream, guys. have a lot more coming. The patch will be up on Tuesday. A lot of changes are coming down the pipeline, which is going to be really cool to see with the builds and with the heroes, where exactly they sit. With the current build, again, if you're building an Awakened hero, finish them out depending on where they are on the tier list. Everybody else, guys, hold tight to your resources. See exactly what is coming down the pipeline with these 2 new heroes. Look exactly where they do fall into the tier list, which is going to be a huge thing. Depending where they do fall in the tier list is going to make a difference if we're building them or if we're waiting to build them. Also, we still got to figure out exactly how we're going to build Eugene, or when they're going to allow us to do the pulls for Eugene and the build for Eugene. Because again, a lot of players haven't built him out as of right now because we don't have the ability to, which is kind of crazy to think how they did it. But all right, guys, so that is going to do it for our Sunday live stream. Again, big shout out to all the love and support, guys. We got new members, we got new subscribers. Thank you for joining the channel. And as always, guys, thank you guys for watching.